Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 4, episode 8, and today we've got a big episode with Stevenage for a couple of different reasons. That's right, you can see we're down in mid-table on 47 points, but we're only 5 off the playoff places now, which is a remarkable achievement considering where we joined the club. And although we're only 10 points clear of 22nd place Crewe, we're almost certain of our place in the league next season, thanks to AFC Wimbledon's woes. They're the team that rejected us because they found a better manager, so good luck to them down in the National League. But since the last episode, things have continued to go okay. We're doing quite well at the club. We can still see why they were expected to finish in the top half before the season started. Obviously, it all went wrong for the previous manager, but we've managed to get things back on track here. So today we'll be going away to Notts County. They're top of the league at the moment, which is why it's such a big test for us and a real gauge of how far we've come. And then tomorrow we're due to have our youth intake for the first time since we joined Stevenage. And based on the likes of Joel Ward, who are in the side at the moment, hopefully there'll be some absolute gems in there. But let's quickly look at the few results since the last episode. You were with me for that draw away to Yeovil at the start of February. Wasn't the best game, but again, we did quite well and got another result, which is the most important thing. You can see from here, even though we've drawn a few recently, our unbeaten run is still long, and that's the most important thing for keeping confidence. We followed up with a 4-0 win at home to Salford. Ben Kennedy got all 4 of them in that game. It was about time he produced a wonderful performance. We then went away to Grimsby and nicked a 1-1 draw. Ferry with a really early goal. Grimsby pegged us back just before the break, but we managed to cling on in the second half. And then at home to Cambridge in the last game, a bore 0-0 draw. If we go and have a look at the match stats, we had the better of it in terms of shots, but weren't really hitting the target in front of goal. That leads us into this game against top of the table Notts County with a little bit of optimism, but not too much hope. The one other thing I should mention, since we've been off camera, we've had more money injected into the club by the chairman. It's very much needed as we keep hemorrhaging money. I don't know what's going on there. Our wage bill's low. It's well below the wage budget now, about £2,500 a week under. We've not spent any money on transfers. I just don't know where it's all going. I know they don't have huge attendances, but it seems like there's a lot of mismanagement off the pitch here. But again, we can't really do much about that. We're just in charge of the side on the pitch. We have no say in transfers, contracts or staff, and we just have to get on with it. A really good finish to the season here, maybe even a playoff place, and we would certainly be catching the eye of bigger teams. The most important thing about this date, it is almost 2 years to the day since we had our interview at Slough Town, and in fact it is exactly 2 years to the day since we had our interview at Bath, who we were also in the running for when we joined Slough. That was just 2 years ago, after we'd been sacked from our second club and had gone 3 months unemployed. And look at where we are now. We should really be quite proud of that achievement. But let's get into the game. We want to see what our lineup is to try and deal with this top of the table side. It's pretty much as you would expect for the most part. We've got a couple of players coming back from injury and we've got a bit of a problem with the loan players. We can only play 5, but our director of football's tried to make up the whole squad with them. So for that reason, Whittaker misses out, as does Graham. They would both normally be on the bench, and Whittaker may have even been pushing Georgiou for a start. Archibald's another one who's just back to fitness. He's staying on the bench and we'll try and give him 20 minutes or half an hour towards the end. And Luke Berry's another one who we've been getting towards match fitness, and he's even started to produce some assists as well. The only other slight surprise in the lineup is that Leon Smart has displaced Joel Ward. He's just dropped off slightly, has Ward, so we're just giving him a little rest. He's a young player and we can't expect him to perform for 46 games. So in goal we've got George, the loanee from Liverpool, Burford and Wilding are the fullbacks with Wilkinson and Denham in the middle. No surprises at all there. Smart and Ferry in the middle of midfield. Kennedy, Flores and Georgiou off the striker Walland, who's not been in great form and still hasn't scored a goal for the club. Not in the league anyway. No tactical changes, we're still playing on a balanced, fluid counter-attacking mentality as it's been working so well and we're unbeaten in over 10 games. Let's get into it and see if we can get a result. It's going to be a tough game. It's very rare that we come into a match and the opposition are playing the same attacking formation that we are, a 4-2-3-1. Normally clubs are just sitting players behind the ball and waiting to counter us, but we've got a chance in this one. I know they're top of the league, but based on our form since we've been here, we'd actually probably be in the top 3 or 4 clubs. The highlight ends, but with a couple of minutes gone, it's still 0-0. It's a corner for Notts County. Barnby with an outswinger. Ferry heads away, but only as far as the edge of the box. It deflects around a couple of times, and it's going to be cleared away eventually. But it falls back on the right-hand side to Notts County. Penny recovers possession, but the highlight ends, and it's still 0-0. We've got the ball in the middle with Ferry to Kennedy. Nearly 20 minutes on the clock now. We're still keeping possession. Lovely turn from Ferry that, but his shot's poor and it's blocked behind for a corner. Shame there was no end product to that brilliant move, but we've got a chance from the corner now with Kennedy. An outswinger into the back post, beats everyone. Wilkinson recovers it on the right hand side, holding the ball up and wins the foul. Brilliant play by the captain. Well, he's not the captain today, but I think he is the club captain. Kennedy back to Flores on the edge, goes for the shot, but it's blocked, and it's been cleared away, and now Notts County are countering down the right. This looks like a good game between two really good sides, and Notts County look like they're going to get the first blood here, but a great block by Wilding, and cleared away towards the forward Walland. They're coming forward again now down the right-hand side. Crawford goes for a wild shot, but it's just over the bar, or just wide of the post. It was a very hard angle to tell, and it's cleared away. Ferry gets the ball, but he's giving it away in the middle. Crawford finds Barnby. McHenry out to Bardu. Into Samet. They're keeping the ball in the middle so well, and they look like they're going to dominate the game. Barnby's charging at the defence. Brilliant run, but a comfortable save in the end from George. No end product from either side, but the football's been scintillating. We've got the ball in the middle with Kennedy for Smart. On the edge, unopposed, goes into the box, but puts it over the bar, and another chance goes begging. We've had 6 shots in this game, but haven't managed to muster one on target yet. Just over 5 minutes to the break now, and it's Burford to Georgiou on the left. Here's Smart. Cuts inside to Flores. Walland with the shot, but it's wide of the post, and his barren spell continues. Walland charging down the right-hand side. We've got a warning to close Barnby down, so we'll do that. A great switch of play to Georgiou on the left. There's a couple in the middle, but it deflects behind for a corner kick, and we continue to keep pressure on in what's been a brilliant end-to-end game. Kennedy with the outswinging corner. Banks heads it away for Notts County. Smart to Georgiou. Good effort, but it's straight of Fisher, and in all honesty, it was pretty comfortable. 5 minutes to the break, and it's still goalless. We're going to tell the lads they've done well. It's been a really decent first half. Don't forget, these side are running away at the top of the league, Notts County, and we're doing really well against them. We've made it a fairly even game. We've forced a lot of bookings out of them, so hopefully in the second half we'll be able to get 1 or 2 reds, and then we'll be able to push on against 9 or 10 men. Kennedy with the corner again. Can he improve his delivery? Finds Wilkinson, does he? It's headed off his head. It's cleared away by McHenry. Down the left-hand side to Wilding. Wilding's cutting inside. He doesn't want to lose it there. He plays a 1-2 with Wilkinson. And again, they're keeping the ball between them, and we're bringing it out now with Smart. Really good counter-attacking football. It's slow, patient build-up, but we're doing really well in possession. Georgiou goes for a wild shot, and I'm starting to get a bit sick of his selfish attitude here. Wilding's coming over halfway to Smart. Smart to Flores. Now Kennedy. This is where we pick up the momentum. He's got space to run into. Finds Georgiou. Hits the post and it's cleared. And another chance wasted by Andronicus Georgiou on the left. It's now Notts County with a throw. Into Crawford. What a game this has been. For a goalless game, it's been absolutely fantastic. We love to see chances and 2 teams that want to win a game rather than one just sitting off us and waiting to counter-attack. It's Samet in the middle. They continue to keep possession in a calm, patient build-up. Barnby on the left. Crosses to Banks. The header straight at George. Another brilliant move that carved us open, but we managed to survive at 0-0. Fisher with a goal kick for Notts County. Over the top, but it's cleared away, and now Walland. Walland finds Kennedy. Can he find that through ball? He can't. He goes out to the right to Wilding. Delivers to Smart, and what a finish that is by Leon Smart. We were talking about taking him off a minute ago, and now he's given us a lead away at the league leaders, Notts County. A wonderful goal, and we're just under the hour gone. We're attacking again with Wilding's throw. Straight at Fisher, and it remains 1-0. But what a goal, and what a wonderful game this has been. We're competing with the best sides, and if we don't make the playoffs or promotion this year, and we are still at the club at the end of next season, I have no doubt that we'll be in the top 3. The ball's cleared long. I say that with not knowing what our director of football's going to do this summer, but I'm sure he won't be able to ruin this too much. Kennedy on the right hand side from another smart pass. What a wonderful goal that is. I didn't even think we were in danger of seeing a shot, but what a strike from Ben Kennedy, and he is starting to turn on the power at the moment. Some magical stuff stuff from him in the last few games, and it's 2-0 at Notts County. We will not see a better goal than that all season. Wallen's in again, and Notts County look like they're on the verge of collapsing. But they've got a corner now. Can we make sure we don't concede? We've got a commanding keeper, and that's the difference now as George claims it. I say that as he puts an awful roll out to the centre half, and we're under pressure again. But we've played it out brilliantly, and look at Kennedy now down the right. He's got time to cut in. There's 3 in the box, but he's been challenged by the left back, and it's going to be cleared away. It's reached halfway for Banks. Out to the left for Barnby. He's taking on the fullback. Can Wilding keep up? He can't, but he forces the cross behind for a goal kick. A wonderful 10-minute spell, and we lead 2-0. It's a throw on the left for Burford. Goes back inside to Wilkinson. Plays a 1-2. We're keeping possession nicely in the middle with Flores. Flores out to Burford. Now he's got a bit more time if he wants. Tries to cross. I don't know why he cut inside there. He had so much room down the line, but chose to use his weaker foot instead. Christy Davis away for Notts County. Over the top for Banks. Brilliant covering from Burford. And I tell you what, he does the most important bit well, which is defending the counter. Kennedy charging over halfway. He and Smart have just taken charge of the game now. And Walland has a shot, but it's tipped behind by the keeper. 20 minutes to go, and it's still 2-0. We've got a free kick with Kennedy, goes for the shot, it blocks off the wall, and now Flores on the edge, puts it wide, and we're going to think about substitutions now. Ferry's had a fairly average game. I think we'll bring Joel Ward on for him. We want to get the youngsters some football. It means Smart can actually go into his preferred box-to-box role. We've got a couple of others not doing too well. Archibald needs some football. He'll come on for Georgiou. Flores hasn't been the best. Luke Berry on for him. And with all 3 of those changes made, we'll get back into the game. George with the throw out for the left-hand side for Burford. Burford back inside to Wilkinson. Now Burford again. They're just keeping possession, but there's no need to do anything else. Denham over the top, though. He found his moment. Wallen's in. Can he get his goal? Oh, he's denied by the crossbar. We thought he was finally going to break his duck for the club, but unfortunately, it's the bar that denies him this time. 10 minutes to go, and we still look completely comfortable. Just 5 minutes left. It's a throw for Notts County on the left-hand side. It's Barnby to Hewitt and now into the back post. Patterson, but it's blocked. What a shot that is. And Banks is there on the rebound, but luckily he's offside. And Shamal George, on the few occasions he's been called upon, has been absolutely sensational. We've got quality all over the pitch, and I really am starting to enjoy managing this side. They're just like Slough Town. I'm starting to get attached to them, even though as a Luton fan I'm not supposed to like Stevenage. Kennedy goes for the shot, but it's just wide of the post as we go into stoppage time. A wonderful result and performance against the league leaders. Let's not forget they're running away with it. They're going to be promoted, and hopefully we will too, as Archibald puts a shot just wide. It's such a shame we didn't get the job a month earlier, as we'd probably have them right up in the playoffs already. But we've certainly got a chance as Luke Berry comes forward. He's challenged, but it falls for Walland. Now Kennedy. Are we going to see another screamer to Berry? Smart, but it's a free kick. And that'll be just about it. We've got to reflect on Kennedy's goal. What a wonderful strike it was. Go back and watch it 100 times, because I know I will when I'm editing this. Walland gets the ball up front. A chance to score, is it? No, it's cleared by Ferguson. But the whistle goes. What a performance. 2 great goals. Kennedy's in particular was unbelievable. And we have won comfortably at the league leaders. Paul Jewell wants us to tell him it was excellent. You know we're going to do that because it absolutely was. And let's see where it leaves us in the league. It's getting tense now, up to 10th place, just 4 points off the playoff places. Unfortunately, there's a big gap up to the top 4, so I don't know that we're going to make that. And Notts County, despite losing that game, are still 6 points clear. That's how dominant they've been this season. But wonderful stuff from us, and we've reached the 50-point mark, which is normally a sign of safety in the EFL. Not always, but pretty much always, especially in League 2, when it's just the 2 sides going down. Quality of possession provides victory. It doesn't. The Ben Kennedy wonder show does. What a goal that was, and you will not see anything like that for a long time. It was one of the best strikes I've seen in FM19, and that includes all the ones from the Christmas series with Ross Barkley at Newcastle last week. I'm pretty sure this Kennedy goal topped them all, but let me know in the comments if you agree with that. We maintain our unbeaten record, which is now 12 games. I know we mentioned there's a lot of draws in there, but it's all about keeping confidence in the club. And if we can keep getting points, we'll keep being happy. We'll be back in a moment where hopefully we'll get some more good news from our youth intake at Stevenage. We're back the following day. Here it is. It's the next message. I haven't looked yet. You can see. Let's find out together. Are we going to get that magical golden generation message? Fingers crossed, everyone. We've got one of the decent messages though. Pip Bannister, what a name that is. Has the potential to be one of the most gifted players in recent years. We've got a few players who have got the influence from Danny Collins' coaching style, which is great because we mentioned before, he's got a decent determined personality, and hopefully that will reflect in some of these kids. We've got a couple of players that have come through from Luton, which is a pretty bad sign because it shows that they weren't good enough to get in the Championship Luton youth team, and that means they've come down to Stevenage. We've got a few others from surrounding areas, the likes of Welling Garden City, Harpenden and Hemel Hempstead, and we've also got one from Hamilton. I think that's Scotland Hamilton because his surname's Love, and that tends to be common as well. So let's have a look at them and see what we've got. I tell you what, Bannister looks alright. 4-star potential and already 1-star ability. The rest of them look pretty rubbish, but let's have a look at the pressing forward Bannister. Obviously Wallen's going back after his loan, so we will need one. And he's decent, but he can't finish. And I hate strikers that can't finish. A mercenary personality, but other than that he's pretty decent. Physically he's okay, but I don't like a striker who can't finish, and I don't like a player who doesn't work hard. So he's got a lot of work to do to impress me, but it's good to see there's decent talents at the club. The only other one with 3-star potential or greater is Roland, a right winger. He looks okay across the board, a fickle personality which isn't great, and then a few others who aren't really worth mentioning. So not the best end to the episode, but still a little bit of promise if we can work on Bannister off the pitch. On the pitch things are going well, and that's the most important thing to get us noticed at the higher levels. I'm not adverse to the next move being out of England. If we get a chance in Scotland, or maybe even one of the European leagues, maybe the second division in the likes of Germany, France or Spain, I wouldn't mind going there at all. I'd love to manage in the Bundesliga eventually. It's one of my favourite leagues in real life, and hopefully we can make that as well as a Premier League towards the end. But I think I may be getting a bit ahead of myself. We only left non-league 3 months ago, and this is only the second job we haven't been sacked from. So let's not count our chickens just yet. If we go to the schedule to see when we'll next be back, there's not too long left in the season, so I guess we'll come back when there's going to be a dramatic ending. If it is the last 2 games of the season, then we'll do that. If there's anything of note beforehand, where we're either competing for a playoff place, or maybe even pushing towards the top 3 or 4, then we'll certainly come back and show you it. But I think our push is just a little bit too late for the top 3, and we'll have to settle for playoffs or nothing. But if you did enjoy this episode, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of our side. I'm absolutely loving managing this Stevenage team. Let me know if you're enjoying watching them. And tell me what you thought of that Ben Kennedy goal. Have you seen anything better in your saves? Because I certainly haven't in mine. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from my 2 long-term stories, this one The Head Coach, as well as my other series Part of the Furniture, the One Club Challenge with Torquay United. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and catch up with our Christmas special mini-series from FM19. It was just a half-season challenge with Newcastle United. We had plenty of fun, and as we've mentioned a couple of times in this one, there were loads of banging goals. There's also weekly content from our FIFA 19 lower league career with Crew Alexandra. We just started season 3 of that challenge yesterday after a big transfer window special earlier in the week for New Year. So if you haven't seen that one yet, now's the perfect time to catch up. But a massive thanks for watching this one as always and following the Head Coach series. And we'll see you next time for what will hopefully be a dramatic end to season 2.